Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I have, you saw the title, Sound of Silence. And, excuse me, hold on. So I wanted to show you some videos and maybe explain the song a little bit. We talked about it somewhat last night. Now, I think some of you might find it interesting. If anything, it'll help you understand the music that you listen to. So you'll start listening to it in a different light. Hey, Rachel, what's up, hon? Oh my God, Planet X. How are you guys? I was literally about to shut the thing down because I'm like, if no one's in here yet, I'll just do it another day. But I just thought since we talked about it last night that it would be interesting to show people. I got your text, Planet X. My goodness. I don't know when that was taken, but very enlightening. I know some people, they don't believe that you and Snaps know the stuff y'all know, but every single time you prove yourselves right. Okay, so let's see. I want to share my screen. Here we go. Now, usually when I do a song in the video, I'll have the video to go with it. And the videos are very telling because the videos show you exactly what's going on. Hey, Sasquatch Moon, what's up, hon? So, like, for instance, I've done the, Viva La Vada. I've done Barry Manilow, who I write the songs. That's Satan singing. Um, I've done quite a few videos of music. And hey, T. And when you go look at the videos are very telling. So I like to do it with the video, but I'm just going to kind of go over and explain to you what they're saying. And the reason I like to take my time doing it in a video is because I can take time on each verse, because after I explain it, I go back and I find everything that I missed. And there's so much in the songs. So I'm just going to do it dry. I've read this once before. I just went through and wrote it because I saw these military guys, doing this, the music to their dogs and everything. And my spirit told me to go read it. So I did. And I went, oh my gosh, so I'm going to do my best to explain to you what the song is. Although by no means am I trying to put down the people's videos that use the song. Their dogs are amazing. The military guys that train them are amazing. The people that use the song, they don't have clarity of the song. Most people don't know what they're singing. They don't understand it. Satan is the music. All the music is his. If those singers are not singing to Satan, they're singing because they lost his love, because he makes them fall in love with them. So at first they're singing all these wonderful songs, then their heartbreak, and then they lost their first love. But we all think it's for our boyfriends and our wives or our girlfriends. No, those are the singer, fell in love, lost his love, heartache. All of it is because the singer is singing to and for Satan. So let's read some of this. It says, hello, darkness, my old friend. If that does not tell you who this guy is singing to, I don't know. You're lost. Leave my channel, stage left. Go find a corner and pray. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. So the singer clearly talks to Satan. They all do. That's where they get their music from. I never really questioned music until I started hearing you explain the meaning behind them. Yeah, nobody does. I didn't either. The Father showed it to me. Me and my husband were driving down the freeway, and he liked rock and roll. I liked old country. So we put on oldies, and he turned it on one day, and the music went to the back. Literally, y'all, it was like in a movie scene. Okay, the music went to the back, the words came forward, and I heard everything. And I was like, turn it off, turn it off. And my husband's like, what's wrong with you? Just turn it off. And he turned it off and he goes, what's wrong with you? Why? I said, you don't hear that? And he's like, hear what? You don't hear them. They're singing to Satan. You don't hear that. He's like, no, and we were just new coming out here. I was new to waking up, and he just thought I was losing my cookies. Okay. So we're driving down the road a little bit further, and he slowly turns it back on again. And he turns it on, and again, the music goes whoosh to the back, and the words came forward, and I'm hearing it again. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my gosh. And he turned it off, and I said, just hold on. I put my earplugs in. I put on somebody that was reading the Bible, and I turned it up, and I said, okay, go ahead, turn it on. I'm not listening to it. So for a while, we had to do that until I could control myself listening to it, because it was really hard to wrap my head around. Every time I turned it, every time he turned the music on, the music would go to the back and the words would come forward, because the music is the magic. The music, not the words. The words are, the music disguises the words. Like when Britney Spears sings, I think it's oh baby, baby, what's the name of that song? Baby, did it one more time or something like that. I think it was that one. I think it was that one. Maybe we'll look at it. But she's singing it. But when you take out all the fluff and the music and you just read it, it's one of the fallen angels telling the Father she's sorry. She says, oh God, it all happened so fast, it's crazy. But anyway, that's how I started learning, to go read the lyrics and cut out all the fluff. So yeah, hit me baby one more time. Go read the lyrics. And there's a spot in there almost at the very end where she says, oh God. Don't mistake that. Read it, because she's saying, oh God. She's talking to him. But to you and me, we might just say, oh God, or oh God, or, just in speaking. No, when you read that, you have to look at it exactly the way she's speaking to the Father. Oh God. And then she goes on with it. But I deciphered it, and I was, oh my goodness. So, and in that one where she goes, it's Brittany, Bitch, that one, she targets the 12 tribes. Okay. But you have to use the Strong's Concordance to decipher some of the words. She says Danja. Go look up what Danja is. But you have to use the Strong's Concordance and put the words together and put the song together. And then she's targeting the 12 tribes. So anyway, hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping in left its seeds while I was sleeping. So that's the demons. Okay. These singers, they will all tell you. I've seen so many videos. If you haven't, I've seen so many where they're, they say, well, I don't know. Just it came from up from below. I just heard the words, and they just start writing them down. Okay. Those are the demons giving them the music. Okay. The words. And they leave their seed in their head. I think Michael Jackson said he would get it in his sleep or something. And the visions that planted in his brain, they still remain. So these singers, they start off really wanting to be singers, really wanting to make a difference in life, to sing about their love, the Father. Okay. They really wanted to do those things. But now here's the thing, they can't sell their soul. Okay. Doesn't belong to them, but they can give their will. That's why a lot of them are allowed to come back to the Father and repent and come back to him. However, Satan takes him out, because this is his world. He can do whatever he wants. Okay. So within the sounds of silence. So we'll get to what the sound of silence is, because it's all the sleepers. In restless dreams, I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestones. Near the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. So to me, again, I'm just reading this cold. To me, these singers sing about themselves, then they sing about Satan. And when you understand, when he was thrown back to the earth had cobblestones when he was thrown back down here, because everyone calls it Tartarian, the mud floods and all that. That was Jesus's reign. No, it wasn't. It was Satan's reign. Satan was given Lucifer. He was given the earth and the angels. because he cried and whined, wanted to come here. And Father told him, don't ever go there. But he let him. Long story, I won't get into that. However, a lot of songs talk about him, even Viva La Vada, walking the streets alone, and here he's talking about walking the streets alone. So here to me, that's Satan's, and the halo on the street lamp, he lost his halo. He lost his wings. He was turned into a reptilian. All of them were. That's why we had dragons, soon after his fall, there was dragons on the earth and stuff. Okay. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. So we'll read on, but the neon light is everybody is praying to their own God. They don't know who the God in the Bible is. They don't know who Jesus really is, because people are sticking their nose in the Bible. They're going to church and they're saying, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me anything. I'm not going to tell you the truth of what I know. You have to search it out yourself, because if I were to tell you right now who is who, you'd probably click off and never come back to my channel again. But one day, the Father's going to show you the truth. If you keep looking, you're going to find it. And you're going to find out who all the players are, and you'll have understanding of this world. I started waking up in 2016, and he has slowly has woken me up, because I keep searching. I don't just find one thing and stick with that. I keep searching, because I know there's more. There's more. There's more. And if you're searching for him, you're going to find him. If you're searching for the truth, you're going to find the truth. Just remember that everything in this world is upside down and backwards, and that Satan will do anything to keep you here, to keep your soul. He will do anything. He is the father of lies. So, people, they don't like it, when you say, that you watch this channel or that channel. Well, how do you think our military is able to fight the enemy? It's because they study them. How do football teams win against another team? Because they study them. You have to study. You have to learn your opponent, learn who Satan is, learn his lies, learn how he lies. I mean, the biggest truth in the Bible says they're going to call evil good and good evil. So anything that they say is good, you might want to reconsider it's evil. Who do they say is good? And who do they say is evil? They say Lucifer is evil. They say Jesus is good. You might want to really study what you've been indoctrinated to believe and find out who the God in the Bible is, because your salvation depends on it, because you're going to go with who you pray to. So that's all. Let's go finish the song, because y'all are about to leave. You're going, the woman's going crazy. No, I'm not. Okay. I don't stop looking. I don't stop studying, because when you stop, you get stagnant and you fall back asleep. Okay. All right. And in the naked light, I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. So people hearing without listening. Who is that? Everybody hears it. Everybody knows what's going on, but they're not really, people talking without speaking. Nobody is telling each other, like right now, me trying to tell you guys, but I know if I tell you the truth, it's not going to do me any good. You're going to leave. It's better for me to give you some hints for you to go search and then come back and say, is this what you meant? Because I just found this. Then I can confirm you. Okay. But people hearing without listening, like you're hearing me, but a lot of you aren't going to listen to me. A lot of you are going to go right back to the Bible. You're going to go right back to the church and try and ask your pastor, and he's going to act all dumb, because they're all popcorn preachers, because they depend on that 501c3 money. The truth is not going to make them money. Okay. You're going to make them money, not the truth. So people talking without speaking. A lot of people out there, they're all talking, but nobody's really saying anything. Hey, you going to the movies tonight? Yeah. Hey, let's go to the club after that. Hey, what are you doing Sunday? Oh, we're going to go on a picnic. Oh, what are you going to do for the summer vacation? Oh, we're going to do this and that. They're talking about nothing. They're not speaking the truth. They're hearing without listening. They're hearing you, but not really listening, because they got their other plans. Oh, you're going to go this summer. You're going to go to the beach, maybe Florida. Oh, okay. And as they're listening to you, they're thinking about what their vacation is. They're not thinking about the Father. They're not listening to each other. They're certainly not listening to me or any of you that are trying to get the truth out. People writing songs that voices never shared and no one dared just to disturb the sound of silence, because Satan wants everybody to stay quiet. He doesn't want anyone to disturb the sound of silence, okay? Writing songs that voices never shared, those are the songs that those singers want to sing so badly for the Father, but they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to sing to the Father, the living God. Okay, I'll give you that. You want to pray to the living God. If you know who the God is in that Bible, you want to pray to the living God, because everybody that comes here is dead. All the demigods that are on this earth are dead. Pray to the living God. That's a big clue, okay? Just can't go wrong with that. Just pray to the living God, okay? So people writing songs that voices never shared, and no one dared to disturb the sound of silence, because those singers cannot sing to the Father. They cannot sing to the living God. They can sing to their God. The elite carry the KJV. They swear on it. They pray on it. They believe everything in it, because everything in it to them is all true. But those singers have to suppress their voice. They're not allowed to sing to the Father. So they don't dare disturb the silence. They need everyone to stay dumb. They need everybody to stay quiet. They need everybody to stay asleep. Fools, said I, you don't know silence like a cancer grows. So the more people stay silent, the more people go to Satan. It's like cancer. It just grows. Just be quiet. Don't say anything. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the walls of silence. If you cannot understand the music, they're telling you in the music, if you read the music and you understand what the music is about, you'll understand the truth. Because if you understand this song, he's saying, like, I'm reading this song to you, I'm telling you what it's about, so that you'll be like, oh, like, oh man, I didn't know that. So now that you know that the music is Satan's, you won't sing it, and you'll understand, and you'll keep searching for the Father, and understand that they're reaching out to us, even though they have to sing Satan's music. And Satan has to tell us the truth through the music or the movies or the fantasy movies. He can tell us the truth in any way he wants to. It's up to us to find it. And it's up to us to search him out, to search up the Father, okay? So here he's saying fools. They're fools. Don't they know that I'm reaching out to them? I'm reaching for them, These singers still try and tell us the truth, but they can only tell us so much, okay? Because, they'll get in trouble. Satan will do God knows what to them. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. What I just talked to you about, that Bible. When you go to church, they made up their own God. Now, I don't believe neon is specific to LGBTQ or nothing like that, but they've made up their own God in their head. They bowed to their neon God, and the signs flashed out in warning, and the words that were forming. Then the sign said, the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls, in tenement halls, and whispered in the sounds of silence. He's saying the writings on the wall, it's written everywhere. You see everywhere. You hear about God everywhere, but nobody's listening. Nobody is listening. So there's a lot more in this song, but that was the basics of the song that explains. That's a good gist of the song. I want to read some comments. I think she was only 16 when she sang that song. Starts so early. Who sang that song? Because I just hear Charlie Daniels said it well. The devil went down to Georgia looking for. Yeah, well, not only that, most of it is in New Orleans. That's where Bob Dylan, his angel, says he wants to meet Satan in New Orleans, because they're going to have it out, because they lost their salvation. They lost their rightful place in the kingdom. It's not that they lost their salvation. They were already going to live forever. They already were in the kingdom, and they were tricked to come here. So they know they're never going to go home, but they still want revenge. And they're going to fight when the Father comes. They're going to help fight Satan. And they're angry. They're very angry. Yet the 501c3 church, 501c churches, they do tell you what they're doing through the music. Yep, they do. So um, let's watch some. Hold on. I'm going to share over here. Yeah, it is. When you start reading the lyrics to songs, it is pretty, it can be pretty disturbing. Okay, let's see. And in the naked light I saw. Okay, I have to hit play. No, I didn't want to do that. Okay, well, let's just look at this guy's channel. Go to his channel and sub. I'm not putting down the creators. I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong. I'm just saying they don't have understanding of the music they use. But when you watch the videos, I mean, even I get moved. Without listening, I have to shut off the words and just watch the video because they're pretty amazing, right? Those dogs and the trainers. I mean, they're really quite amazing. Know how much training they have to do to get a dog. Dogs aren't stupid. If you've ever trained a dog, they're not stupid. I mean, to get them to be trained to, I have to interrupt it, you guys, or I'll get a copyright strike. Okay, I'm not just wanting to talk. I have to. The amount of training it would take to get those dogs to jump off the back of those boats. I think they're in a boat or in the back of a plane, but they're in the back of some. I wouldn't do it. I don't care if I had a live vest, a boat sitting down there. I will walk into the water, but I'm not jumping like that. That's crazy. Just a second. All right, guess what, y'all? I'm getting a brand new baby little German Shepherd. She's pure white. I've already seen her parents, and they're papered up and everything, and they have a really nice bloodline. My Aramis, she was pure black, and she was her bloodline went far back, and her parents were protection dogs. They were champion dogs, and she was a really good protection dog, but docile as anything. She was the most amazing dog. I miss her so much. She passed away in November, and I miss her to pieces, but she was amazing. I'm getting another German Shepherd. I've already ordered her, and the people that I'm getting her from live about 2 hours from me. And I haven't named her yet, but I've got an idea of what her name's going to be. But when I go to pick her up, I'm gonna videotape it and then getting her and everything. And I cannot wait to start training her. She's gonna be so amazing. I'm excited. I don't know how Rusty's gonna like having another puppy because he's got a whole bunch of cats he has to contend with. But I'm hoping he'll see it as a good thing. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. doing this crawling because he's in the martial arts and he can do that. Have y'all seen those videos where those girls think they're horses? I don't know what they call it, dressage or something for human. I don't know, but have you seen them? They either think they're horses or they're dog. I think there's somewhere they think they're dogs and somewhere they're horses, right? I think they have both. But they have real live competitions where they go and they get awards and everything. Have you seen those? They're I don't know. I watch them and I cringe. I'm just like, oh, that's what this reminds me of when this guy's running with the dog. He's doing it because he was trained to do it and to stay low and to run with the dog. But these people do it because they're they think they're dogs and horses. I don't know. Kind of crazy, right? A little puppy. It's not going to be like one of these Melanies. Yeah, I'm not going to. Mine's a German. Mine will be a purebred German Shepherd. Yes, they get the little horsey thingies you get when you're a kid, and you get to go clunk a clunk with your slippers in the kitchen, and you have the horse thingy with the stick. Yeah, they use those, and they decorate them and everything, and that's what they use in these shows. And then there's actually they have real I'm gonna look for it. They have real competitions, y'all. It's crazy. Just that is just too precious, y'all. I'm excited to get my puppy. I'll be doing videos on my training her. Um, I I can I'm really good with training, the because I'm gonna have to train her in German. She's a female. She will have a litter. I am gonna get a second German Shepherd. He will be a boy. And but I found a couple, but they didn't have papers. And I was wondering why they were so cheap. They were only 300. And I was wondering, why are they so cheap? So when I called and they said, well, they don't have papers, I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't want a cheap dog. I want a paper dog because I want to let her have her first litter. And then I want to keep a friend of mine, I'm giving one, and I'm going to keep the pick of the litter. And then I'm going to sell the rest. And then I'm going to get her fixed because I only want her to have one litter. It's good for the females to have one litter, but when I went to go get my Aramis, I went originally to this guy that he breeded police dogs, and I wanted the brown and black typical German Shepherd. And he said, why do you want, he showed me the black ones, and well, I want the other one. So he takes me to another kennel, and they were boys. And he goes, why do you want this one, this kind? Because of the colors? And I said, well, it's the standard look. And he said, well, what do you want it for? And I said, well, for protection. And he said, well, I'll be honest with you. He goes, I'll sell you one of these, but if you want a dog that's going to protect you, you want a female. These are all boys. The females are the black ones. And he said, I'm not trying to sell it to you to get rid of the black ones, because he said everybody wants the black and brown ones. He said, I'm telling you, if you want a dog that's going to die for you, you get a female, because those females, they don't need to be taught to protect. They'll do it out of instinct. And so we went back over to the black dogs, and there was a kennel with about 6 or 7 little black puppies in there. And I walked inside and just stood there, and Aramis was the only one that came between my feet. And he says, well, I guess she found her owner. So it's not you that picks your dog. It's really the dog that picks you. However, this new puppy, I picked it. I hope I did right. Well, we'll see. We'll see when I get there. If she likes me, we'll see. But yeah, those competitions, I guess, started over in Europe and a few countries. And now, of course, the U.S. has picked it up. Yeah, because you got some people that are followers. Those are so silly. I've seen those. I don't know. Some people, I think people are missing some noodles in their brain. Right there, because this is what the guy that I bought my Aramis from, he taught me how to train her, because I went to him every morning at 6:30 in the morning. We were at his farm. And what you do is you get either little dog treats, but my Aramis loved cheese. So I'd cut up little tiny pieces of cheese. And I mean like a quarter the size of a marble. Okay, because you're going to use a lot of it, so you don't want to give them big chunks. You want to use little snacks, like. And I'd put them in my pouch, and then I'd hold some in my hand, like a few pieces in my hand, and I would guide the cheese out through my fingertips, and I would hold it in front of her nose, and you can get them to do anything you want. And you do it enough, it's repetition. And after a while, you don't need the cheese. And after a while, but you say the command. Whether I would do English and German, but on most of the commands they were only in German because I didn't want anybody else to command her. But if you hold the way he's holding the hands like that, he might not be using, I don't know if he's holding anything. It looks like, see, they start digging for the snack and they do what you want. So they'll turn when you move your hand, they'll move their face with you. Their little nose is stuck in there because they want that cheese or that snack. And when you do it enough, you don't have to do it a lot. They eventually pick it up, and then you just have to do the motion of your hand to turn or to foos to go forward or what have you. And that's what is where I see a girl doing the training. Most of the time it's the guys, the military guys. But I am nowhere near a trainer. I just know how the trainer taught me how to train my dog. But to get them to do all these tricks and stuff like that, there's some I'm going to investigate and learn how to do some of them. Like I would like her to be able to climb a fence. If she has to get away, or if a bigger animal's chasing her, I don't know, or I need help and she has to climb a fence. But a lot of these commands, there's quite a few of them. So mine will be taught basic commands, but this is one of the few videos where I saw a girl doing the training. Seen those police videos where the dogs go after the assailants? Have you seen those? I spent one day, I got stuck on those. I went down that. That's not a rabbit hole, but I went down that little video aisle. Oh my goodness, I must have spent 3 or 4 hours just watching one after the other. Those police videos of the dog attacks. Oh my g Why would you run? They have a dog. They're gonna send it. Why would you run? That you deserve to get bit. If you run well, if you run from the police at all, I mean, that's there's a noodle loose up there. But those dogs, if you know they got a dog and they say they're gonna send it, man, I'd drop so fast. I would why? Why would you let it come after you? Okay. All right. I'm gonna show you something else. Hold on. Give me just one second. Now, it's not just the dog videos because when I was looking for dog videos to show you today, I was really this one. I was really taken back by other people are using this. Now, this one is a guy that was overweight and made an amazing transformation. And the song, you know, he just thought it was a good song. Now, I'm not putting down his transformation is absolutely wonderful, but it's a lot of people use the songs without understanding what they are. They're just music to them. That's why it says they're sleeping. They're you know, it's the sound of silence. They're all sleeping. They don't even know what they're listening to. All right. I was waiting for snaps because I told him I had a really funny video I wanted to play for him. And so I'm waiting for him to come in. Let's see. But I got another one. This one's going to be pretty funny because I think we can all relate to this one.
Have a hole or a pole? We just need female.
Neither. They, them.
What?
That's their pronoun?
Okay, so how many were there?
Oh my God, one, you idiot. They're non-binary.
So does non-binary have a hole or a pole? We just need to clarify.
They who? Who them? Where why? Who's who? Who's who? They, them, or who?
We're having pronoun trouble again.
I was just violently attacked
By who?
by her. We were just arguing. She used offensive and violent language that violated my rights as an individual.
You all right, love? Keep going. Go. We've zapped 3 of them this morning. They're everywhere today. Were they white?
No.
Were they black?
No, colour doesn't matter, you bigot.
Were they fat?
That's body shaming. Sorry.
What did they look like?
A human. That's who you're getting from me, you pig.
Okay, witness says we're looking for an angry, BO-smelling, pink-haired dog, male or female.
Neither. They...
That one cracked me up when I found it, y'all. I was just cracking up. That was funny as heck to me. Hold on. So I was hoping Snaps would come in here because I wanted to show him a funny video. Oh, wasn't that funny? So have you guys come across any songs that, you looked into and thought, oh my gosh, the words, I know some people have emailed me or messaged me in a video or whatever saying, I read this song. Oh my gosh, have you read it? And then I'll explain it to them a little bit and then they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's, kind of crazy. The stuff that when you read it, what you learn. Have you guys come across anything like that? How many people are in here anyway? I know it's only a few of you. About the same as last night, same group. Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate y'all being here. All right, well, Snaps isn't, I don't know if he said he would come in sometime. He was running some errands and stuff. And I wanted to show him a video, but let's look at, oh, hold on. Look at a couple more. These ones aren't the music ones, but I just thought they were interesting. I'm just killing a little bit of time till he gets in here. I have no idea what he's making. You making pizza? He making pizza. That was a pretty good one. Hold on. I'm just killing a little bit of time. If you don't come in, I'll show you the other videos. We all know who this one is. This is Mr. Gordon Ramsay that, yells at everybody. Hey, whitetail, hon, how are you? He yells at people for having fresh frozen vegetables in their freezer, and he yells at them because they say, well, they're fresh frozen. He's like, what's that? I guarantee you he's got frozen vegetables in his freezers too. But I did a video and I was cooking and I got my leftover vegetables and I put them in a bag and I said, look, Gordon Ramsay, this is fresh. And I threw them in the freezer. They're getting frozen. It's just because sometimes he can be so arrogant. But he makes a steak sandwich and I don't know what, there's a sauce he uses at the end, but he makes it almost the way I'd make them for my Charlie because we don't eat meat like this anymore. Big chunks like that, like steak sandwiches. My husband was into all that stuff, but watch this video. Yeah, but this is his cooking channel, I think. I would do mushrooms and onion. Okay, he just made the sauce with mayonnaise and I think he put pesto in the sauce. Have y'all ever gotten, y'all need to try this, okay? Get you some red bell pepper, onion, and garlic. So let's say you're doing it for just your 5 people, 4 people in your family. Get 1 or 2 bell peppers, the red ones, and get about 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, maybe half an onion, quarter of an onion. You get them and you peel them all, right? Except the pepper, you can't peel that yet. But you get it all, put it in a baking pan and roast it in the oven for about, I would say for about 30, 40 minutes until they start turning, have the black spots on them. Then take them out and then you can peel. Some people will peel the skin off the red bell pepper. I don't always do that. I don't understand why they do it, but some people do it. People learn, they're taught to do things and they're taught to say things that when you do it makes no sense. They're just mimicking what they were taught. So you can take the skin off or leave it on, but you're going to get it all. You do want to take the stems off. I leave mine on, but you can take them off and throw them all in a food processor or blender and grind it all up. The garlic, the onion, and the red bell pepper. Grind that sucker up. Then you get your mayonnaise, put it in a bowl. You get a teaspoon of that and you fold it in. Don't ever mix mayonnaise. You'll turn it back into what it was originally, which is a liquid. You want to fold it nice and slow. Fold it. Add a little bit of salt, but just keep folding it over and over gently. Okay, you want it to stay nice and fluffy, so you have to be really gentle. Once you got it all mixed in, put it on your sandwich. Oh my goodness, you're gonna taste a bite of heaven. It is amazing.
Let's make a steak sandwich.
That looked good. Didn't that look good? My Charlie would say, just pull up the cow and cut a slice off. He didn't want me cooking it that much. He liked his like medium rare. Like we'd go out to like a steakhouse. There's this place in San Francisco called the House of Prime Rib. And he would tell them, I want the rarest piece. And I would just be like, all grossed out because I'd be like, I want the end piece. I want that sucker cooked. So I'd get the end piece. And even the end piece was moist, so moist and good. And I'd watch him eat that. I'm like, how can you eat that meat? It's like raw. It's so gross. But you have to cook meat the way people like it. So anytime I made a mistake, he'd get it rare, medium rare. That's what he liked. Or he liked it medium, not even medium. He liked it like, I would cook it for a couple minutes on each side, but the inside was still pink. You could tell the difference between raw and cooked, and it's still pink, but it's just past being cooked. So, but yeah, he'd like his like that. So, all right, I'm gonna I don't know if y'all seen this. Okay, we were talking about yesterday we were talking about Paul and we were talking about the sovereign citizens and all that. And there's some people that don't do any studying on it at all, and other people that think they've done enough studying, and other people that just think they know what they're talking about. And here's I want to show you this video, y'all. You're gonna die because this girl is mimicking what she sees on YouTube. Okay, that's all she's doing. She's mimicking what she sees on YouTube.
For today's video, you're going to see officers with the Columbus Division of Police responding to a call from an entitled 22-year-old woman who pays their salary.
Anchor is the Columbus Police.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
It's County of the Transfer 38.
North Brinker Avenue. North Brinker Avenue. I was just talking. Don't talk over me.
County.
Do not talk over me.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, what's
Oh,
going
you're
on there
welcome.
at 38?
No, thank you for talking over me. The fuck?
Ma'am, our policy is for the other agency that you were talking to announce the call. So what's going
Okay,
on
but
at
I
318
am
North
talking.
Brinker?
I am talking, though. That means do not talk over me. I am the one with the emergency. I am the one who is about to fucking pay you guys through my taxes, through my call, right? Yes
Ma'am,
or no?
can you tell me
Yes
what's going
or
on
no?
at 3? Ma'am,
You
if you're
tell
going
me
to
yes or
continue to
no.
yell, I'm
Tell
going
me
to
yes or
disconnect the
no.
call. Have a good
Tell
day.
me.
Bye-bye.
Hi.
Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. What's going on?
A domestic dispute.
Okay.
And it's over.
Everybody's okay?
Everybody's okay.
Are you the one who called?
No, my daughter did.
On you?
No, on my son.
All right. Well, I need to talk to him. I need to see him.
It is. You can see him. It's fine. It's
193. 193. Sullivan Clarendon in the alley south and east of 48A.
I'll have him come out if you don't mind.
That's fine. Is there any weapons involved?
No, we don't. I have one in the safe. It's locked up. You need to. You cannot do that.
I'm here.
You have to unlock the door.
I'm here. Open the door, please.
He's
That's fine.
not.
I'm not coming in.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Keep the door open.
No, I'll shut the door.
No, this is not an option. I'm going to stay right here, as I'll respect that.
My mom said she'll be right back. That means you work for us, sir. I called you.
Appreciate that.
Okay, so can you put
No.
your foot? You are violating my privacy. I need to shut the door.
Do you understand I'm here because you called? So you
called?
made me your business, okay?
Yeah,
And all
well,
I
and they
wanna
hung
do-
up on me, so
Listen, that wasn't me. Don't take that out on me. I'm only here to help, to understand what happened. And then I'm going to walk away if everybody's okay. It's easy. I'm
I
not
would
trying
like to shut the door.
I don't want you to do that. I want to make
You
sure I
don't
talk
have
to
a warrant to come in my house.
I'm not coming in.
Emily, stop arguing.
you. guys want to talk to me, please?
Stop arguing.
About what?
Emily,
Have a good afternoon.
What's going on?
please.
You want to step outside and talk to me?
Yeah, you can step outside so I can shut the door finally because he wants to violate my fucking privacy.
Emily,
No, it's so fucking.
Okay, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but I don't know how long it was like that. So sorry about that long pause. Do you guys have children like this, where one of them acts like this and the other one's respectful? Well, I have the two boys, and when they're in their they're 40 and 42, but when they were in their early 30s, when Christopher came home and became a deputy sheriff, well, he was in Southern California, and me and my older boy were in Northern California. And there was one day I had to take him to work, so I take him to work, and he asked me if I can stop and get him something to eat, and I said sure. So we were about to go into a drive-through, and all of a sudden I get these lights behind me, and I'm like, okay, so I didn't pull in the drive-through. I pulled in a parking spot because I'm getting pulled over, and I don't know why. And my son gets out of the car and out of the truck, and he grabs his jacket, and I said, I thought you wanted something to eat. And he goes, yeah, no, I'm good. He goes, bye, Mom. And he leaves, and he goes over this little hill in the parking lot, this little grass hill, and he's walking away, but he keeps looking back. And as he's walking away, and I'm wondering, why is he looking back? Well, the cop comes to the door, and he goes, how you doing? I said, I'm doing good. How you doing? And I said, why'd you pull me over? And he said, well, he goes, is he always like that? And I said, well, what do you mean? And I thought, because I'm a little slow sometimes, and I said, what do you mean? And I thought he was talking about the way he was looking back at the officer, right? Because I know my son has an issue with police, right? And so I'm like, well, I don't know, I guess, yeah. I said, but my other son's a deputy sheriff. And he said, oh, really, where? I said, in LA. And he goes, oh, how long's he been there? And he starts asking me a question, what's his name? Where does he work? Blah, blah, blah. So I answered all his questions. He was just seeing if I was lying. And I said, yeah, I said, he's kind of the good child. And then I got this one that, he's kind of a horse of a different color. And he's like, okay. He's all right. Well, I'll just let you go. I just wanted to, there was something wrong with my car. He could have ticketed me, y'all. I can't remember what it was, but he could have ticketed me. And he goes, all right, well, you have a nice day. And I said, okay. Well, later on, when my son came home, I asked him, he goes, what'd that cop say? I said, he's just asking me if you were always like that. And I said, you were just walking away from the car. I didn't get it. And he goes, yeah, no, when you passed by him, I flipped them off. Y'all, I wanted to slap the crap out of him. I said, you did what? And now I'm going over the whole thing in my head and going, no wonder why he pulled me over. No wonder why. Oh, my gosh. And then having the saving grace of telling him that my other one's a deputy sheriff. They're both, opposites. That's the only reason why he didn't give me a ticket, because he realized I had, two kids. One went down the good road. The other one, you know, is just a smart ass little brat, y'all. And that's what this is. He got the good one and the bad one.
Wrong, dude. It's
Emily,
so wrong.
This
like,
is
no,
the problem.
we pay him with our
Settle
taxes,
down.
dude. Like,
You
they
need
need to
She was
respect
being-
us. Period.
I know she called the cops because she was being really disrespectful.
Please settle
I
down.
threw away her bacon and I told her to leave. And then I got really upset. I picked up the tote, I dropped the tote, and then I went into my room. And yeah, she went outside and called the police.
Is this normal?
Unfortunately, it is.
And I'm not passing judgment. Please don't misunderstand any of this.
I'm not.
Is this what you're dealing with?
Yes.
Sometimes it's easier than other times,
Yes.
and right now it just kind of crossed the line.
Yep.
Did anybody put hands on anybody?
No.
Okay.
It's just, it gets very, we all have different views on life and we all want to live differently and it's not happening.
I respect all that.
And I can't kick them out. They're my kids.
I understand.
And we're trying to all deal with this.
How old is she?
She's 22. He's 20 and she's 22.
So you're choosing not to kick her out because she's family, which I respect. Some people would say you're enabling the behavior, but again, it's a decision. You do whatever you want, but I don't see that's going to get much better. So I don't know what the solution is.
I don't either.
Look at the look on that mom's face. They're 20 and 22. My boys are same, 18 months apart. Look at that poor mom. That was me. Okay. You can't kick them out. They're your kids, right? But you're like, you're done with it. Like you're just hoping that they grow up and move the hell out. Right. But no, my son was a deputy sheriff in Los Angeles years ago when he came home. He joined the military. He had just turned 17 in June. And then 9/11 hit, but I had signed him up in August. And he graduated from high school a year early, very smart, and he wanted to join. So I signed the papers. And then 9/11 hit, and then a few weeks later, he was taken into boot camp. So when he got out, he was, 20? He was 21, so he was able to join the military, 17, 18, 19, 20, yeah, 4 years. So he was able to go into the sheriff's department, and you know, he'd been home from war before he'd done 3 tours before he was even 21. So, no, that when he was with the sheriff's department, he was living there, and then he moved home to Northern California with me once things went a little bit haywire with him, and then now he's going to live with me the rest of his life, more than likely. But oh, your first son is there. How old is he, Rachel? How old's your son? I want to finish playing the video.
That's what yeah, it's really sad.
If you tell me you're good, you can go on this.
You know, I would like to say something. I like how I call you guys in a real emergency. This was a real emergency 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
But I like how I call you guys in a real emergency 7 years ago when my life was literally threatened and I'm like literally about to die. And you guys take an hour and a half to show up. I like how I call and I scream at you guys and then you show up like that. Like snap of the fingers.
Can you please go in?
194.
I was here quick, and you're telling me to get lost. I mean, it can't be both ways. We're doing the best we can. I only came here to help, and you're giving me this. What can I do
Good
for
job
you?
on 10 precinct. Since we have to go with
I just wanted to
CFD,
de-escalate
75
the
Wood
situation.
number
I was
3 on a
fixing
diabetic
dinner. I was fixing breakfast, and my brother throws all of my food away in the trash and starts screaming at me. So I just wanted to de-escalate the situation. It's de-escalated now. We're coming. Bye. Huh?
Okay. So
what?
you're in a better place now, right?
Walk away?
You're in a better place now. My question would be, were you treating your brother the way you're treating us? Because that might have something to do with the problem.
Y'all need to leave now.
Well, guess who's in charge?
Mom, can you tell them to leave, please?
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have to be rude.
All right.
How old is this child?
She's 22.
Wow.
Is that not the funniest thing ever? Oh my goodness, that girl. God help you. I want to go and get that mom and rescue her and bring her out here with me. That poor mom. My goodness. Okay, and I want to play one more. And some people don't respect the military, and they say say that they don't respect them because they don't realize that they're going to war for bad things or for the government and for things that aren't just and stuff. And these people are joining the military and they're going to war because they feel that they have to defend us, to protect us, because they believe our government. They believe that everything is just and right. It's not their fault that a lot of the wars that our government gets us into are not sometimes the right thing. But some people that disrespect the military and that are nasty and mean to them. And I'm going to just show this video. I came across this video and it was really, yeah, they think they're doing the right thing. And they are in their heart and in their minds. And then because to them, here's the thing. If our government gets us into problems, into trouble with another country, if our men and women don't go and protect us, they're going to come here. Those other countries will come here, so it's better to have war on somebody else's soil than here. Our government, it's like the little, the kid in the family that goes out and gets into fights. Well, his brother has to go out and protect him, even though it's not right, even though the kid started it, it's kind of the same thing, just, on a bigger scale. But to disrespect our military it's pretty, that's low. That's really low.
Our landlord, we owe $4,025. I am a combat veteran. I got assistance from the Washtenaw VA for the amount of $8,081 that we are sending a check to Ms. Coleman. I have the email that was sent to Ms. Coleman as well, saying that we were sending her $8,000 from the VA.
Let's adjourn it out a week to the 19th. Let's see if that check gets through, because I got to go through 2 governmental bureaucracies. The VA's got to get it out, and then it's going to get into the post office. And the first part probably was sufficient. I don't know about the post office part. But I will just say this, sir. Thank you so much for your service to this country. I realize when I deal with folks that are veterans that I get to do what I get to do because you did what you did. So it's much appreciated.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right.
Our landlord, we owe $4,025. I am a combat veteran. I got assistance from the Washtenaw VA for the amount of $8,081 that we are sending a check to Ms. Coleman. I have the email that was sent to Ms. Coleman as well, saying that we were sending her $8,000 from the VA.
Let's adjourn it out a week to the 19th. Let's see if that check gets through, because I got to go through 2 governmental bureaucracies. The VA's got to get it out, and then it's going to get into the post office. And the first part probably was sufficient. I don't know about the post office part. But I will just say this, sir. Thank you so much for your service to this country. I realize when I deal with folks that are veterans that I get to do what I get to do because you did what you did. So it's much appreciated.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right.
Our landlord, we owe $4,025. I am a combat veteran.
Well, how many people treat veterans like that? That judge, I've seen him a lot, and he's a really good judge. He's a very fair judge, and he's kind of lenient too. I mean, but you sass him. I've seen people sass him, and boy, he don't put up with that. But I mean, he feels the same way a lot of us do. Like, we get to do what we do because we are a free country. And the military make that happen regardless why they go to war, regardless of why they're sent there by our government. Doesn't matter. We are free because of our military, because of our stronghold. So to disrespect them and to be mean and nasty to them, You know, there's a lot of examples on people doing that. And I think Paul Enslaved, he does that a lot. And it's very disheartening to hear people talk down on veterans and about the military people, because they're only free because we have a stronghold. Can you imagine if we had no military? What if we had no military? We would have already been invaded by now. We wouldn't have the freedoms we have. We'd be living like other countries. You know, we only have what we have because we have men and women, regardless of why they're sent, doesn't matter. If they're sent, they have to go. And it's because of that is the reason why we live free. But they don't see that. They're so close-minded. They're so into their own world and their own life and their own BS going on in their head, thinking that they're more than what they are, because we're all equal. Nobody's better. They think they're better because they're more enlightened. And they're like, I don't think I'm better because I can read the music. I'm just trying to show you, you can do it too. You just don't, people just don't think to read it, you know, but if you tell them read it, then they'll start reading it, you know? And I don't think I'm better. I just think that I just learned something. Like, I mean, could I, you know, weld? No. Can I build a house? No. There are a lot of things I can't do. You know, nobody's better than anybody in this world. We just all know different things. But you get these people that are all into the audits and the sovereignty and all that garbage. And they think they're better than everybody else because they think they know something. They're like, oh, y'all, when y'all started going down rabbit holes, did you not come across the Social Security number? Did y'all come across? When I woke up, that's one of the first things I came across. And I went down that rabbit hole. And I quickly learned to get out of the rabbit hole, that it was a bunch of BS, and to get out of it. You know, there is money in our Social Security accounts, but it's not ours. That money was set up for them to have that money, for the elite to have that money. It's not ours. And if you try and get it, they've gone to jail. You know, so there's just things you do and you don't do. You just have to accept what we're in. I mean, unless you're going to pick up arms and get big, you know, million-person militia and go and kick them out of the house, it's white. There's not a dang thing we could do anymore. Everyone sleeps. There's not the amount of men that are trained and that are willing to fight for this country is not enough to match the military. They'll hold a good front. You know, they'll do a great job, but there's not enough of them that's going to stop what's coming. There's just not enough of them. Too many of the men have swallowed the Kool-Aid. Too many of the men will just do as they're told. You know, they just will. It's a sad thing, but they will, you know. So to people that put down the military, it's really disheartening. It's really, really sad to listen to them when they, like, I heard who was it? I think it was Paul Enslaved, and I don't know who else, and they put down Ellen. And that really broke my heart, because he was just trying to talk to him and let him know that he understands, you know, what the government is now, but he didn't when he first went in. But even so, I mean, they were really disrespectful people, just so disrespectful. And it was really sad to watch. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But I don't know. I just think that, you know, they should be respected and loved and treated, you know, just a little bit more special. You know, if you work in a place that, you know, I when I catered, I gave free weddings to military, free weddings, or whatever they could afford. I had a mom call me, her son was in the Army and he was getting deployed out, and they wanted to get married before he left. And I said, okay, well, what's your budget? And she said 500. And I'm like, okay. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And 500 barely paid for the meat, right? So my mom catered too. So what we would do is I'd call her up and I'd say, Mom, I need you to get on my bandwagon. She'd say, what do you got going on? Until I have this, you know, military wedding. Usually it was for military families that we did this for. And so we had both put our resources together and we'd give them a wedding. And sometimes we would take the 500, and sometimes they didn't have money at all. And we'd just do it. One girl, she was in the military, and so was her fiance. And she said, we just want spaghetti, just something cheap, just spaghetti. Well, spaghetti's cheap. But I'm like, I'll be damned if she was going to have spaghetti at her wedding, you know? So she got the whole 9 yards, you know, she got the tri-tip chicken, pastas, antipastas, full, she got appetizers, everything. She got the whole kit and caboodle, and I couldn't give her no spaghetti wedding. A volunteer military willing to be gone to protect our freedom and our very life. Yeah. Yep. They volunteer. So right now they're volunteering, but pretty soon they're going to be drafted. They're going to be forced to do it because a lot of people aren't joining. A lot of people are waking up to the BS, and they're not letting their kids join. They're telling their kids no. When I talk to people and they say, "Oh, I'm going to join," I tell you might want to rethink that, and and then they'll go talk to their parents. I don't think that people should be joining right now with the crazy that's going on and the forced vaccinations and all that. I know that's really scary. They're being forced. And a lot of people are being called back saying, "Oh, we'll give you so much money to come back. You don't have to get the vax now, blah, blah, blah." But they already moved on. They came back into the world and they just started their careers and stuff, and they don't want to go back. They got to pay them a heck of a lot of money to get them to go back. But I just think that the military should be respected. You have the right to act and talk and feel the way that you do, but sometimes you have the right to shut your mouth too. And that was for you, Paul. You have the right to shut your mouth when it comes to military. And I can say that, and confidently I can say that, So I don't know. He ain't going to like that very much, but I don't care. I'll say it again. Paul, you can shut your mouth when it comes to the military because you have the freedoms you do because of our children. So Snaps is here. Snaps, did you watch the videos? I know you're out shopping. There you are. I waited for you.
Oh man, I've been busy moving boxes and water and food supply. But yeah, I got it all done. Man, did you catch where Paul was freaking out because he's getting called out for being sexualization with minors, and how he claims that he has no responsibility, and then how he knows better than you parents with your children? Did you catch all that today?
Well, I was on Steve's channel because I was just going through videos, right? And I saw the thumbnail and I saw your little zebra. And well, Snaps is in there. So I went in there and then Steve played the video while he was over on his channel, on Paul's channel. So I only watched it because I was on Steve's channel because Steve was streaming it. That was the Sanity Machine. And yeah, I heard him talking like that. And I'm like, man, he's out of pocket.
I mean, he self-admitted that it's almost as bad as Jack. Like when Chemo told us that Jack said he knew better than Chemo with his own son. I mean, literally listen to Paul today. For all of you who know, some parents were like, yeah, we prefer our children not to watch this type of channel, Paul. We don't think it's appropriate. And Paul started freaking the fuck out because he knows his predator optics are being called out. He knows his falsifying guru bullshit's being called out. But we called him out. He started freaking out because parents in his own chat, all right, people who watch him said, yeah, we prefer our children not to watch this type of content or be involved, right? And the whole thing is why he's letting minors on his panel, with the adult content and everything else. Well, he starts freaking out and crying if you didn't catch it, you guys. And he starts screaming and crying. And he's literally telling these parents how he knows better than them.
Yeah.
Right? How it's atrocity that they wouldn't allow him to be in their children's thoughts, mind. And it was hilarious to watch. And it really reminded me of Chemo's story of where Chemo said Jack was trying to get, in my child's thought, with the guru bullshit. And then the guy said, nope, I know better than you. And yeah. And to listen to Paul cry and yell at parents, like the actual parents, him saying he knows better than them for their children. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's predator behaviors. That's this motherfucker right in front of all you guys. Yeah, you saw that, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw when that parent said, we watch it, but we don't, our kids don't.
And you heard how angry he got?
Oh
You
my
heard how
God, he
triggered he
started
got?
going after them saying, you won't let them watch me. You'd rather let them learn it from somebody else. And I mean, okay, so he wants you to give your child to him and let him do whatever he wants to him because he's going to learn it. Your child's going to learn it somewhere. So let him teach your child. I mean, it was pretty sickening. And then I'm thinking, so if he has a daughter that's say 11, 10, 11, he'll let a child predator babysit and teach that child about her sexuality. Would he do that? I don't know if he would do that. I don't know. Maybe he would. He seems to think it's okay for other people to teach your children these things. And Snaps dropped off. He'll probably come right back up. But yeah, I was watching that and I was, I'm only speaking on it because I saw it. Phone died, plugged it in, but I'll be watching. They always got issues with your phone, Snaps. But I was watching the Sanity Machine, Steve, and him and Snaps were talking, and all of a sudden he starts streaming Paul's video, because I don't go to Paul's channel, and all of a sudden I'm, watching. I'm going, oh my goodness, what the heck is he talking about? And that's exactly what he was talking about. He was talking ghetto fab. Snaps is always ghetto fab. And that's what he was talking about. He was talking about, let somebody else teach your child, and not me. And it's like, what? You are the stranger, dude. You're the stranger. But he's saying, oh, you're going to let your kid go on the streets and get out there in the world and let strangers teach them instead of letting me teach them. I'm just like blown away. I was like, oh my goodness, this guy's delusional. He's really delusional on himself. And it was really frightening to watch. It was like, oh Lord. and then when he starts yelling at that guy when he said that, here's the thing, the guy was watching his channel. When you watch his channel, you give him credit, you give him time on YouTube pays for that. But here he's giving the guy a hard time because the guy's like, yeah, but we don't let our kids watch it. Who would let their child watch something like that? I wouldn't. But here he and then Paul gets all butthurt and starts going after that parent. I'm like, oh my gosh, the dude he's one of the ones missing some noodles. I think he did a little bit too much drugs. I think Snap said that he was even I've heard Paul say himself that he did a lot of drugs. So that could be a lot of the reason why, why he is the way he is. Could be a lot of drug usage as well. So who knows? But yeah, I saw that Snaps. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, so he doesn't have children, thank God. He's getting up there in age. Maybe he'll never have children. Or maybe he'll grow out of this stage. I know some guys do grow out of this stage. Maybe he'll grow out of it and he'll start realizing that maybe some of the stuff he was saying, he should maybe shut up. I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't suggest going to his channel or anything like that. I would just, yeah, I don't go to his channel. It was just by happenstance that I happened to be in Steve's channel and Steve played it. So I watched it for a few minutes and I told Snaps, I can't watch this anymore. I got to go. I left. I think I was in there for about 5 or 10 minutes and I just couldn't take it no more. I couldn't listen to his gibberish. He's pretty, he said a lot of other stuff. I don't remember everything he said, but he's just delusional. He's just delusional. He just thinks he's, I don't know. He thinks he's come up with this whole thing about, his rights and all that. And then he doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and it's just, he talks about, oh, you're a slave and blah, blah, blah. Dude, his dad bought his trailer. He doesn't have prep one. I mean, he might have a flashlight. I'll give him that. He might have a flashlight or something, but I mean, he's talking to people that are prepped up, ready to go. Like we can even take care of people, and he acts like he's something. And it's just crazy because a lot of us are way far past any of that. And we don't need to brag about it and stuff. I mention it every now and then. And when I talk about stuff like this, but a lot of us are way past that. And we're just listening to him like, and watching his videos, and we're like, oh my God. And I think that video that he had where he's with his girlfriend or what have you, where she doxed her own self. But I think in that video, I really believe the part that he cut out was that, because when you're buying somebody's land, they know who you are. And they didn't know them. So I think they were doing that whole squatting thing where if you're on the land for so long, there's a squatting law or something like that. So I don't know. I think it was something like that, maybe. And that's what he cut out. I could be wrong. So Paul, if I'm wrong, don't get your panties in a bunch. Okay. Chill out. And he was talking about, how we don't like to hear him cuss and stuff. He was calling us babies and everything. It's just called proper language, dude. That's all it is. I mean, I cuss too. I snaps. I'll cuss when I'm on the phone with him. But there's a time and place for cussing, and to have it in your everyday, all day language. I mean, grow up, just there's a time for it and a time not for it, and you can't have a conversation with them without him doing that. I mean, I could talk to Snaps for a long time on the phone and he doesn't cuss, and it's just with Paul, it's just everything, every other word, he's just constantly. And then I'm starting to, for a few minutes there, for a hot minute, I thought he was, an intelligent man and stuff. But if you listen to him for any length of time, he regurgitates the same phrases over and over, like it's a learned behavior, like it's a learned pattern of words over and over and over and over. And so you start learning that his dictionary is actually very small. He doesn't have a very large vocabulary. And I find that when you try to talk the way he does, he just says, kind of like Kamala Harris, goes back and forth and he just repeats over and over. That's somebody that's trying to be educated when really they're not. But maybe they were jail educated, or maybe they're just found a lot of words to use to make themselves sound smart, when the normal language that everybody understands is enough. It suffices. You don't need to go through all that. I remember I was working at this one place, and this guy comes in and we were talking, and then he says, well, my contention is, and then he goes on with the conversation, and I knew what he meant, but I wasn't even listening to what he was saying after that, because I was still stuck on, why didn't he just say, well, my argument is, but no, instead he's like, well, my contention is, because I think he learned a new word, and good on him. Sometimes learning new words are good. It's always good to grow your vocabulary. But when you're talking to the average person and you talk like that, you're just trying to showboat. You're just trying to there's a place and time for language like that, like conundrum. I didn't know what that was. And this was years ago. And I asked my brother, I said, what's conundrum? And he told me, and again, I know what it is, but I don't know the exact meaning. But then I heard Trump's daughter, what's her name? I forget her name. But anyway, she said that. She said she was talking, and she told her dad it was quite the conundrum. And I understood what she said, but I don't know the meaning of the actual word conundrum. I don't need to know the actual meaning. I just know that she used it in the correct sentence. And if I wanted to use it, I could use it in the correct sentence. But there's a time and place for certain words. And I've come to, just like I said, I've only listened to Paul a few times. But when I listen to him, he sounds intelligent. But when you listen to him more and more, the more I listen to him, like watching him on Steve's channel, that was just by chance. But the more you listen to him, the more he regurgitates the same words over and over. He repeats himself. And he just reuses them in different ways, in different sentences, in different phrases and stuff. And when you start seeing the pattern, you're like, oh, he learned a bunch of new words, and he just kind of interact, kind of like the way I trained my Aramis. Okay, I don't know German, y'all. I don't pretend to know German, but I could talk to her in German. I know Ivanka. Yeah, Ivanka Trump. Yeah, thanks, Rachel. But I can talk to my Aramis. I know 28 words in German, and I can talk to her. I can tell her I love her. I can tell her she's a good dog. I could tell her to move over here. Or there's so many different things I could do with those 28 words. Does that mean I know German? No, it doesn't. It means I learned a few words to communicate with her. So Paul's learned a few words that he can communicate with that makes him sound like he's smart in the arena that he's in on his channel with the whole sovereign thing and the whole audit thing or whatever it is he does. Okay. And I know that he says he's not sovereign. Well, whatever the hell he wants to call himself. But I learned that people do that, and it's not wrong to learn new words and to use them, because that's how you learn. But you have to learn when to use that stuff. Who are you talking to? Are you talking to a group like us? Hold on a second. What? Yeah, Christopher, Jeremy, get him his other drink, please. So there's a there's a time and place for using certain language. If you're around a lot of people that are I don't want to say more educated, but it is what it is, more educated. They've been to college and they have government jobs and things like that. There's a way they speak, and it just is what it is. Doesn't mean they're smarter, it just means their vocabulary is different. Okay. And so, but you learn how to speak in a room full of a bunch of beer drinking guys, or you know what I mean? It's not that anyone is any better than anybody else. They just learn to speak in a different arena, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, I'm kind of, like I said, I haven't watched too much of him. And at first he seems very intelligent and everything. And I'm sure he is, if he really puts himself, gives an effort to use them properly and not degrade people using those words and in the language he uses. And it's not making him look smart anymore. The longer you watch him, the more you look and you realize that he's just puppeting. He's just being a puppet. He's puppeting what he's trained himself to say and learn. It's not that he has a large vocabulary. It's more that he's puppeting what he's learned. So, well, that's all I want to say on him. So, Snaps, if you're not going to come back up here, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. You missed my whole sound of silence. I did the whole thing. Well, I might do a video. I'm going to go look at the video to that song and see if it has any, as Snaps would say, optics to the words. And maybe I'll do a video. And I know I missed a lot, but I gave you guys the gist of what the Sound of Silence song was, what it meant. So maybe that enlightens some of you. So when you see those dog videos and stuff, you'll maybe cancel out the music and just watch the animals for, the amazing abilities they and their handlers have. So, all right. Well, I'm going to get going. And you're welcome, Rachel and Planet X and Sasquatch and Snaps, all y'all for being here. And we'll talk to y'all soon. I do want to play that part 2. I think maybe I might premiere it when I get off of here, because I want it to be separate, and I don't want to do it on a live on my part 2 of that Viva Lavada, because there's part 2 and part 3, because he did 3 different videos. So I think I'll shut this stream down and I'll do a premiere of part 2 right after this. And so maybe y'all come watch it and maybe you won't. All right. Love y'all. Thanks for watching, and talk to y'all soon. Y'all take care. Much love. Bye, guys.